Hello and welcome to our news edition. The President of the Republic Abdelmajid Tebboune on Thursday appointed the members of the new government, led by the Prime Minister Abdelaziz Jarrad. The Minister Councillor for Communication, the official spokesperson of the Presidency of the Republic, Bel'eid Mohammed Said, told a news conference. Prime Minister Abdelaziz Jarrad, the Minister of Foreign Affairs Sabri Bouqadoum, the Minister of Interior, Local Assemblies and Country Planning Kamel Beljoud, the Minister of Justice, Keeper of Seals Belqasem Zagmati, the Minister of Finance Abdurrahman Rawiya, the Minister of Energy Mohammed Arqab, the War Veterans Minister Tayyib Zitouni, the Minister of Religious Affairs and Waqf Yusuf Belmahdi, the Minister of Education Mohammed Ujaoud, the Minister of Higher Education and Scientific Research Shamsuddin Shitor, the Minister of Professional Training and Teaching Huyam Freha, the Minister of Culture Benduda Malika, the Minister of Posts, Telecommunications, Technologies and Digitization Ibrahim Boumzar, the Minister of Youth and Sports Sidali Khaldi, the Minister of National Solidarity, Family and Women's Affairs Kauthar Kirikou, the Minister of Agriculture, Rural Development Sharif Omari, the Minister of Housing, Urban Planning Kamal Nasri, the Minister of Trade Kamel Rzig, the Minister of Communication and spokesperson of the government Ammar Belhimer, the Minister of Public Works and Transport Farouk Shiali, the Minister of Water Resources Barraqi Arizqi, the Minister of Tourism and Handicraft Hassan Marmouri, the Minister of Health, Population and Hospital Reform Abdurrahman bin Bouzid, the Minister of Labour, Employment and Social Security Ahmed Shawqi Fuad Ashiq Yusuf, the Minister in charge of relations with the Parliament Basma Azwar, the Minister of Environment and Renewable Energies Nasira Ben Harrath, the Minister of Fisheries Sid Ahmed Farrouhi, the Minister of Small and Medium-Sized Enterprises and Industries and Startups Yassin Jeridan, the Minister in charge of Statistics and Supervision Bashir Masifda, the Minister in charge of the Desert Agriculture Fouad Chahat, Minister in charge of Foreign Trade Isa Bakay, the Minister in charge of the Pharmaceutical Industry Abdurrahman Lutfi, Minister in charge of the Desert Environment Hamza Sid Sheikh, Minister in charge of Incubators Nassim Diaf, Minister in charge of Emerging Institutions Yassin Walid, Secretary of State in charge of the National Community and Competencies Abroad Rashida Baladan, Minister in charge of Incubators Nassim Diaf, Minister in charge of Emerging Institutions Yassin Walid, Secretary of State in charge of the National Community and Competencies Abroad Rashid Bladan, Minister in charge of Cinematographic Industry Bashir Yusuf Sahairi, Secretary of State in charge of Cultural Production Salim Dada, Secretary of State in charge of Elite Sport Nordin Mosli, Secretary General of the Government Yahya Bukhari.
The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, gave the instructions to send more than 100 tons of urgent aid, consisting in food, medicines, clothes, and others. The aid will be delivered via military air bridge connecting Boufarik Airport to that of Janet. In a press release, the Presidency of the Republic said that the Algerian Red Crescent, in coordination with Libyan authorities and organizations, will be responsible for the delivery of this aid to our neighbors and brother in Libya, in order to alleviate the impact of the current crisis.
Since the beginning of the crisis, Algeria has always endeavored to promote an inclusive dialogue in Libya, under the aegis of the United States, with the primary concern of preserving the supreme interests of the Libyan people. Algeria rejects all foreign interference in Libya. Algeria has always remained equidistant from the parties in conflict in that country since the beginning of the crisis. Despite all the challenges facing the region lately, Algeria continues to give its full support for a speedy return to peace and stability in this neighboring country. This is a purely humanitarian act of solidarity reflecting Algeria's policy as far as bilateral relations are concerned. Algeria has made and will continue to make every effort to spare the Libyan people from the affairs of war.
Former Foreign Affairs Minister Mohamed Salah Dembari passed away today in France at the age of 82, following a long battle against illness. Mohammed Salah Dembri held several senior positions, including the post of Ambassador of Algeria to Canada, the United Kingdom, Greece and the Vatican between 2005 and 2010. He also held the post of Secretary General of Foreign Affairs Ministry from 1979 to 1982, Secretary General of the Ministry of Social Affairs between 1990 to 1992, before being appointed Foreign Affairs Minister from 1993 to 1995.
Prime Minister Abdelaziz Jarrad today paid a special homage to late former Minister of Foreign Affairs Mohammed Salah Dembri and presented his condolences to his family, begging God Almighty to grant him peace, mercy and serenity. The Algerian premier added that Algeria lost one of its prodigy sons, who engraved his name with gold letters in the history of the Algerian diplomacy.
76 inmates were released this Thursday, among them Liberation War veteran Tlakhdar Bourga'a, who was provisionally released pending his trial on the 12th of March. The retired General Hassan bin Hadid was also released, as well as several other inmates from different provinces of the country.
2,000 kilometers far from Algiers, the southern Hogar region is a real open-air museum. Las Crème, Eftilal, Tahat or the grave of Tinhinan are touristic sites that attract local and foreign tourists. The beauty of the Algerian Sahara waits to be discovered, but unfortunately these sites are exposed to different acts of vandalism. Visiting the Algerian Sahara and Tamanrasset is and will always be a privilege. Its amazing site enters you into a unique atmosphere. The priority now is to boost tourism sector and open the doors of our wonderful country to the world. That's the end of our news roundup. Thanks for joining us. Good night.